your energy forecast for Saturday, November 4th. So today we are going to see that moon, of course, the moon in Cancer, in her place of power for the last couple of days. When void, of course, very late Friday evening, we're going to see the moon lock into this Leo energy at 3:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So today is going to be a very, very pivotal day in our mood, in our attitude, in our focus, in our goals, in our dreams, in our visions, because of course we have Saturn, the Lord of Karma, going direct after 4.5 months of being retrograde. So there is an astro forecast that I put out for this particular event that I am going to encourage you to kind of go ahead and take a listen to, because I do go into a little bit more depth and detail about what this particular energy shift is going to mean for us. And I would encourage you, if you haven't already, to take a listen, to download your zodiac forecast for the month of November so that you understand where this particular energy is likely to manifest in your physical realm in your life. There is a lot of energy swirling. It is likely going to feel like we're very heavy, we're very weighted. There's going to be an underlying pressure and intensity that we're not going to be able to actually put our finger on, but just know that is Mr. Saturn waking up out of his unconscious slumber for the last 4.5 months. He's going to need a little bit of time to kind of gain his bearings, to see where he's at before he goes ahead and moves forward. So we definitely have that intensity kind of overshadowing some of the particular aspects here today. When we transition into the moon in Leo, I suspect that this is going to give us the reminder that many of us need on what it is that is making us happy, what it is that would make us happy, where it is that new passions and desires are coming forth, where new creative energy is coming forth, and most particular, where this new version of self, this identity that we've been working on since like mid-August, where this is now asking to come out to play, so to speak. And heads up, take a listen to November's energy forecast. We won't fully be emerging and testing this new version of self out until about mid-month when we have that new moon in Scorpio. Nonetheless, we're getting heart-centered, and especially coming out of the moon in Cancer energy, which typically speaking is very heavy, very weighted, very emotional, very, very inner reflective, let's call it. The Leo energy is much more extroverted. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to create a little bit of drama, if I do say so myself, because there's this need for us to be seen and heard in a way that we haven't been seen and heard in a very long time. And of course, many things have changed for us, and we're still trying to put those pieces together so that we understand them fully before we go ahead and kind of share it with the world. But nonetheless, the fire energy of Leo, it kind of recreates the spark, the fire, the passion, the desire that we've been lacking. And again, acting as a good reminder, because Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, she sat in that Leo energy for months. And so this is going to be a little bit of a refresher or reminder on what it is that our heart is asking us to pursue. So there are 7 different aspects here today, 4 of them going to involve the moon. 1:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Saturn going direct. So again, this is definitely going to feel heavier, feel weighted. There is an intensity. There's something going on. It's almost like we woke up from a dream and we're trying to piece together the dream, and little blits and pieces are coming at us, but they're not snapping together in a way that actually paints a picture on what that dream was all about. But we know it was important. We know it was significant in some way. We know it had hints and clues, and it will take some time in order for those particular puzzle pieces to snap together and reveal what this dream was actually trying to teach us. So again, we lock into that Leo energy 3:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. About an hour later, we have the moon in Leo making a not so nice interaction with Saturn, who just woke up. He doesn't even have the crusties out of his eyes yet, and we already have an interaction going on. Now, what this interaction, first of all, it's not the most favorable one. Secondly, what it's supposed to do for us is it's supposed to bring us back down to earth a little bit, put us in a more logical, practical state of mind, state of emotion, and really kind of illuminate for us where it is that we kind of have to get real and raw and vulnerable with ourselves, kind of give ourselves a reality check, so to speak, on what it is that we actually want to do, what we want to create, what we want to manifest, what we want to fully express. Now, this may come across as a very confusing energy because, again, we're still lacking a lot of clarity. We're still very much in eclipse energy, which is confusing and chaotic and pressurized. But this is kind of the first kick in the butt or kick in the heart space, so to speak, in order for us to get in the right type of emotional perspective and mental perspective to actually focus in on what would make us happy. Like, what do we actually feel passionate about at this time? What do we actually want to desire for ourselves at this time? This is going to be a little bit of a pressurized system for us to kind of stop getting distracted by other things and to sit down and really focus on what it is that our heart is asking us to pursue. Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desire. He's in his rulership in Scorpio energy. He's going to be making a positive interaction with Pluto. Pluto is the primary ruler of Scorpio energy, while Mars co-rules. Pluto, the great transformer himself, who is now direct in Capricorn energy. These two coming together, first of all, the god of war, Mars, and the god of the underworld, Pluto. Okay, so anytime these two are interacting, it is a major shift in mood, in attitude, in direction, in realization. Thankfully for us, this is a positive interaction, which means that we are becoming more and more aware of what it is that is getting kind of triggered and activated as far as new passions, new desires go, new motivations, new inspirations go. Pluto is over here trying to show us where it is that we have to change, we have to transform, we have to boss up, take control over our lives back, be the creator energy instead of just sitting back and letting things happen to us. And Mars, the god of war, is trying to fuel the fire that we need to be building within ourselves in order to actually have the strength, the perseverance to actually see this particular path through. So there's a lot of intensity coming here, and it may feel like we have some ants in our pants, like we have all of this restless energy just bouncing around within us. Give it an outlet. You may not be able to take action and make moves on the things that you're currently percolating on, but you do have the opportunity to gauge your physical body and exercise. You have the ability to, throw yourself into cleaning up and organizing your home, your environment, because all of that is 100% needed before we're gifted with the green light go ahead to actually take this fire energy that we're building, this new passion, this new desire, this new direction, this new path of moving forward. We're not going to be able to take action on those particular plans for a couple more weeks. So it's better to kind of cultivate this energy and really make sure that it is something that is exciting enough, or if you're tapping into anger and frustration as the fuel to your fire, you want to keep that energy building. You want to make sure that you're going to have what it takes to see this particular task, chore, obstacle, challenge through. And so this is definitely kind of intensifying our inner realm of passion, of desire, of wants, of needs, if you will, and putting us in a situation where we're changing our mood, our attitude, and our perspective to now be in a place of power instead of a place of confusion, a place of sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's definitely helping us to focus. Now, the moon in Leo is going to go ahead and make a positive interaction with Uranus, the Great Awakener, who is retrograde in Taurus energy. What I love about this is, first of all, Uranus being retrograde in Taurus energy is supposed to be highlighting for us where it is that we're holding on too tightly to the old world, the old realm, the old reality in which we've created. Here we've been sitting around praying for change, and we have change and opportunity knocking at the door, but our hands are so full with trying to hold on and keeping everything the same that we're not able to answer the door and see what awaits us. There's this element to every single one of us right now where we're hoping and praying for change, but yet we want the universe to deliver the new changes on our doorstep before we're willing to let go of the things that we know that we've outgrown and the things that we're done with before we actually close the door on that for good and, really happily accept the blessings, the opportunities that are landing on our doorstep. Life doesn't work that way. You have to trust the process. Therefore, you have to create a space in order for the universe to deliver something better in the place of the things that you no longer want. So Uranus being retrograde in this Taurus energy is supposed to be illuminating for us where it is that we're blocking the progress, we're blocking the flow, we're blocking the forward movements. And this realization, especially the moon interacting with Uranus in this way, there's a sudden shock coming to our system. There's an unexpected either event happening outside of us. There's either new information and details coming from the outside world that's going to change our game, or the awakening, the shift, the aha moment, the epiphany, the expected, unexpected events are happening within us. This is like an aha moment on where it is that we're changing our mind and therefore changing our emotions. This is about us realizing where it is that we've changed our heart space, where we've had a change of mind, a change of heart, where it is that new passions, new desires are now being downloaded within us, but we have to be bold, brave, and courageous enough in order to actually walk away from the old and really create the space to invite in the new. Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, and how it is that we express ourselves in Scorpio energy, is going to be directly opposing Uranus, who is retrograde in this Taurus energy. So Uranus is the higher form of our intellect. Mercury rules over the lower level of our intellect. The Uranian energy aligns us with the higher realms of intelligence with that source energy. Mercury relies upon our egoic logic and practicality, and typically speaking, only really depends on the information, the data that we're able to pull in from our immediate environment. We have these two sitting across the table from each other, opposing, because of course Scorpio and Taurus energy sit across from each other in the zodiac wheel. This is going to create a lot of mental tension, a lot of confusion, a lot of frustration, a lot of urgency to hurry up, to make up your mind, to change your plans, to identify the path, to just hurry up and decide. We want to resist this urgency. We want to resist this, I'm going to say, pressure, because we do not want to be making decisions, especially under this kind of mental pressure. And there's brand new insights coming in from this Uranian energy that will have us changing our mind. Therefore, if we fall victim to this pressurized system to finally choose or decide or, hone in your focus on one goal, one path, one dream, whatever the case may be, you are likely going to find yourself in the depths of conflict in a couple of days here when our mind changes again and again and again before the new moon in Scorpio, which is the pivotal point of anchoring in the new changes and the new transformations. So we have a little bit of time for Uranus to kind of download us with new insights, to change our mind, to show us a new path, a new course, and a new direction actually moving forward. So we really want to resist the mental pressure at this particular point. Now, it could also open up an opportunity for confrontation in conversations. Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, yes, but also rules over the way that we're communicating ourselves, expressing ourselves. Because this is an opposition, we're sitting across the table with a little bit of an argument, with a little bit of a confrontation, if you will. And right now, it feels like we need to share our inner realm of thoughts, of emotions, of ideas. Not a great time to do it, let me just tell you, because our message, our information, our truth is not going to be well received, and that's really going to tick us off. It's really going to put us in a situation to just hulk out and be a little bit more angry than we need to be. This is not the best time to present, I'm going to say, important topics and themes, controversial topics and themes, controversial opinions, and lo and behold, you're going to watch over this particular time frame things pop off on the greater, grander collective, where they're not abiding by the cautionary notes of this particular energy, and that they're going to dive right in. There's going to be a lot of misinformation. There's going to be a lot of heated arguments and confrontations take place, and nobody's going to get anywhere because we're not in the frame of mind to be receptive to anybody else's thoughts, opinions, or truth. We're too kind of stuck on our own. We're too closed-minded in our own right now. So we really do have to kind of mind our P's and Q's. The epiphanies, the aha moments, the vision, the insight, that's going to come. And it's going to be trickling in each and every single day, especially as we move further and further away from this eclipse energy and we return ourselves to normal energetic programming. So just kind of understand that surprising news, surprising information, a twist, a turn, unexpected events, definitely scheduled for this particular interaction and could continue to unfold over the next couple of days. The moon in Leo going to make a tough interaction with Neptune. Neptune, of course, is retrograde in his place of power in Pisces energy. This is going to feel overwhelming. This is going to feel disconnected from our higher selves, from our intuition, from the higher realms of intelligence. And a lot of that is because the Leo energy is still very concerned with our egoic identity, with what it is that we want to do, pursue, and kind of bring to life here in the earthly realm, while the Pisces energy is anything but form. It is thoughts and visions and emotion and, just your soul self. And so we are kind of being overwhelmed with different, I'm going to say, thoughts and ideas and emotions to percolate over. And therefore, there could be this issue where we're not, I'm going to say, feeling as clearly as we would like. We have an emotion, we have a thought, we're trying to align with our higher selves. We can't seem to get them to pick up the phone up there. And so we're kind of lost about it. We're kind of confused, and that can be very overwhelming because the confusion and the chaos has been very thick as of late. And we're just looking for hints and clues, but we may be kind of forcing those hints and clues where they're not going to arrive. Those hints and clues come in the weirdest of times, in the weirdest of places. And that's why I say, if you can engage the physical body into mundane tasks and chores right now and keep that physical body busy, you're going to have more and more downloads, more and more aha moments, more and more insight, because the physical body and the mental plane, they can operate differently once the physical body is kind of engaged in a task and chore that doesn't need a whole lot of thought. So those are the moments where the hints and clues are coming into us. But this particular energy is kind of us particularly looking for the hints and clues. And, they just don't appear when we're demanding them to appear. They appear when we're open for them to appear. And that is two very, very different situations. So the last thing that we have going on here today is the moon in this Leo energy getting into the boxing ring, fighting it out with Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings. He is retrograde in this Taurus energy. And this is a tension and a conflict on what it is that we want to do, what it is that we need to do, what it is that we're passionate about doing, what it is that we desire to do. Again, heart space, heart-led, soul space, soul-led, versus what it is that we're actually capable of doing due to our realm and our reality. Again, Taurus energy is the physical realm. It's our physical bodies. It's the circumstances which ourselves had at one point wanted for ourselves and totally created. But now we're having a change of heart and we're taking a good look at the realm and the life and the reality in which we built. And we're like, how are we supposed to pursue new things when there's not an available space in our lives in order to do that? Maybe you're realizing, that you've had a change of heart with who it is that you're sharing time, energy, and space with. Well, we've constructed this whole world, this whole realm, this whole reality where they were a very important part in it. And now we just want to discard them so we can move on to something else. It feels very much like what it is that our heart is asking us to pursue. Our physical lives aren't offering us the opportunity to just pivot as quickly as maybe our emotions are or are doing. And so we're kind of seeing the illumination of like, oh, well, here's what I want to do, but oh my goodness, I'm going to have to change this, and this about my physical life. And I'm going to have to change my routine in order to accommodate that. And I'm going to have to cut this person out because they're not really making me happy. They're not really making me feel safe and secure. And what I want for myself requires those particular foundations and structures to be alive and well in all of my relationship dynamics. So however it is that this energy is manifesting for you, it is a realization that what our heart wants, our physical current circumstances is not allowing, and therefore showing us the changes, the transformations that need to be made within ourselves, within our physical circumstances before we can pursue what it is that our heart is asking us to pursue.